Hello fellow salad dodgers and welcome back to the Gaming Pantry. This is the All Talk No Gaming Retro Bear channel and I'm speaking to you once again with a new video, and this is a collection video and for a system I've not actually done before. So something new for you to see. You may have seen some of these games before, but chances are probably not, because I don't pick an awful lot of games up for this system. You'll know what it is from the title card anyway, and it's not one I put a lot of time into, but in the grand scheme of things it was one that I wanted right from the word go, really, as soon as I could get my groovy little mitts on one. Anyway, let's first of all address the game in the room, which is IK Plus, running off the A500 Mini. Looks wonderful there, doesn't it? Complete whiteout on the system, but it's one of the very few games I can find with an attract mode on the USB stick. But what a cracking little game this is. If you've never played IK Plus, then you need to. It's a fantastic game, very, very playable indeed. Even in this day and age, some 36 years after it first came out, you must get your hands on it. Obviously I would like to put a Sega game on there, because that's what we're talking about today, but there aren't any Sega games on the A500 Mini. Strangely enough, I don't understand why, but anyway, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the system we are talking about in the collection video series that I do every now and again. I've dropped a few this year, which are basically updates on previous collection videos I've done, and I thought, well, actually I've never done this system before, so what a good time to do it, really, especially as I'm cataloguing at the moment, and it seems quite appropriate to do that. So what are we talking about today? Well, we are talking about our old friend, the Sega Game Gear. There we go, in all its glory. Yeah, this is a handheld system, believe it or not. Yeah, I'm not sure whose hands it was, probably Doshin the Giant maybe, when they came up with this idea, but this is easily slip in your back pocket. You can walk around with it without anybody noticing that you've got it there at all. It's not far off the size of the very first mobile phone I had. I'm not joking. I used to have back in 96, my first mobile phone, which was an NEC, and it was quite literally a house brick. You put that in your pocket. I remember used to go out with my coat pocket like that, and you'd end up walking around because it was so heavy. Not quite old enough to remember the ones that came with like portable carry cases and sort of things you pulled along at airports with battery packs. No, I'm not that old, not quite. But yeah, so this is actually the one with the new screen in it. And if I'd thought a bit more carefully about it, I'd put some batteries in and shown you how it works. But I didn't, so I'm afraid you'll have to see it like that. But that is the one. It's one of Mrs. Bear's refurbs. Yeah, she's got one and cleaned it all up and put the McWill screen in there. Very expensive to do, but she does a very good job on them. So that's the refurb. Now, the one I got originally, or my original one that I had, came in this here. Came from a guy who used to be on the retro gamer forums, a guy called Knock God Trevor, who I met a few times, and he sold me this, and I paid what did I pay for it? 15 quid, and it comes with some of the games I should show you as well, but this is the original one that he sold me, which I'll just try and get out of this rather natty little case that it came in. So the case it came in was this rather fetching little strap there, so it doubles as an evening bag, which comes in handy, and it sort of sits in there. You can see there probably with the glare. There you go. So the screen sort of sits in the middle, the control pad is there, and then you've got the that sort of triangle cut out for where you sort of put where the buttons were. So yeah, I mean it's ideal, really, you know, for playing games with, and any dates you're going on. Very, very important. And this is the original one that I had from Trevor, which has still got a game in it. And like I said, I paid 15 quid for this. This has got a slightly more scratched screen on it, and this has been recapped. I'll get to that in a second. So yeah, I paid 15 nicker for that with a few of the games I'm going to show you. What year was it? 2009 maybe, something like that. 2009, 2010. Couldn't believe it. But yeah, never had one before, and that was my first one. But yeah, the one thing you notice with these, first of all, is the screen and the sound goes. It's the capacitors. Sega put rubbish capacitors in this. It's the most common problem with this particular handheld. And again, Mrs. Bear does a very good line in recapping your Game Gears if you're interested. So, yeah, so handheld system. There was various other things. I've got a TV tuner for it. There was a thing that you could put in the back here that would enable you to pick up analog TV signal. You can't do that anymore now because obviously we switched to digital 15 years ago, or however long it was. And the TV tuner becomes a sort of a bit of a anomaly, but I've got one. And I think if you might be able to get a digital signal. I've seen videos on YouTube saying you could adapt your Sega Game Gear TV tuner to tuning TV. Why? Why would you want to carry that around? I mean, mobile phone screens are bigger than that nowadays, aren't they? It's just a curiosity, isn't it, really? It does have capacity to take 6 AA batteries, so that'll set you back a few quid. And yeah, you can use this actually off the mains as well. There's an AC adapter to use. I think it was a Mega Drive one, possibly. One of them anyway. Just make sure you use what it is. It does say use Sega AC adapter only. It is 9 volt. So that sort of thing works there. So there is a facility there. You want to sit at home rather than use batteries. You can run it off the mains and run your electricity bill up. That's the front. There we go. We mentioned the control pad. You got the what's that? There's a start button there. There's a couple of control pads at the top. There's the on-off button. There's a headphone socket on here as well. But yeah, headphone socket, volume on that side, and then you've got the AC adapter there. There's nothing underneath. Nothing on the side, and there's your back, and that slot there is where your old cartridge goes in. So just to demonstrate, that cartridge slots in there, and in it goes. And the other thing as well that you could do, which I've also got, is you can buy the Master Gear converter. Now what that would enable you to do is to plug in a great big bit of plastic in there, and then you'll be able to plug in your Master System games in top of that, so you can play Master System games on this. Which great, it makes it even bigger. Well, with Sega and the idea of just building things up and up, so you're actually walking around, basically carrying a giant giant. I've got all this thing to play here. Ridiculous, isn't it? It's quite weighty. I've never had one. It's quite weighty. It's a bit of torque on this one, I suppose, really. And it's colour. It was a colour system. Game Boy, obviously, monochrome to start with. And that was different. Why would you want to buy monochrome? You want colour. But of course, the thing was, the Game Boy was actually something you would put in your pocket. This is something you need a small satchel to take around with you, or in my case, an evening bag. And that's it. So that's the Game Gear, and it's basically a portable Master System. So the games that were released for it were pretty much on the level with the Master System in terms of graphics and capability. Yeah, I don't know. It's not something I particularly have fond memories of playing. Even when I got it for that bargain price, it's like, well, I don't know. Did I have I played much on it? Not really. But it's nice to have one. A friend of mine, his sister, my mate Jim, who's got all these consoles from years ago, his sister had the limited edition Coca-Cola one, which is, I think, worth a few £100, or maybe even more than that nowadays. I don't know. It's a lot of money. I can't think of anything else that came with it. No, I think that was about it. But yeah, the big selling point was just colour. But the problem, because it was colour, it would drain the batteries. So, okay, the Game Boy ones, you'd still drain batteries down. It took 4 AA, I think it didn't it, to start with. And they cut that down to 2. But this took 6, and it was colour, so it even drained even quicker. Like if you turn it on and 5 minutes later it's gone. Yeah, so pretty much a portable Master System, best way to describe it. So what have I got game-wise for it? Well, it's all mostly loose cartridges. I have got some box stuff though. Oh yeah, I have got some box games. It's quite exciting. We've not actually shown these off before on channel. Let's show you the first games then. Let's show you the cartridge as well first of all. So what the cartridge looks like from the back. They all look like, so I won't show you the backs of these anymore. You just see the fronts now. And the fronts had this little ridge at the top. So the first one I'm going to show you here is Sonic 2. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And you can just see, if I just tilt that a little bit there, that's the inside a bit. Here we go. And there's a top there, you can just see there's like a little ridge at the top. There we go. You see it from the side there as well. You may not, again, I'm talking to some people who say they may have seen this before. Most people were sitting there thinking, I've seen a Game Gear cartridge before, Retro Bear. We're not stupid. Well, some people may not have done. So that's it. So it's a nice way of getting in. You can put your finger on there and pull it in and out the slot. It's, as I said, show you demonstrated earlier. I mean, there's nothing complicated about this, is there? Go straight in like that. Pull it out. There we go. Easy. Easy peasy. So Sonic 2 is the first one. Moving swiftly on to one of my favourite games of all time. And we have Klax. I mean, yeah, Klax pops up quite a lot in my collection videos. It's everywhere. There's a Master System version and there's a 2600 version, and I'm pretty sure there's other versions as well lurking somewhere. But yeah, I do like Klax. I think it's a very underrated puzzle game. I like puzzle games. I do. You'll see another one shortly. This is a sort of a puzzle game as such. This is ancient arcade conversion, Marble Madness, which is a game which you've never played it before. It's like an isometric view, and you have to guide your spherical or marble, otherwise it'd be called Spherical Madness, marble down a, I suppose it's like a tower. Varying levels without falling off the edge or smashing or running into anything. It's an old, about 40 years old, early mid 80s, before mid 84 I think it was, something like that. It's been converted to every system known to man, including the meat slicer at your local supermarket. You can probably play on that as well. But yeah, it's if you like puzzle games and things that have been thinking, a bit of strategy, worth picking up. And these games here, most of these games you're going to see here are going to cost you absolutely next to nothing. Loose. They're quite easy to pick up for. There's always plenty of them around. They're quite cheap. The stuff I've got is quite cheap anyway. Of course it is, isn't it? It's not the expensive stuff. This one here, I've got absolutely no idea what's on this because I've never actually played it. This is probably the most common cartridge you'll see. And this is the Sega Game Pack 4-in-1. I'm just trying to get this to focus a bit better. That's probably about as good as we're going to get it, I'm afraid. But yeah, this again, I can't remember which games came with it. The box ones came with it, which I'll show you shortly. And I think there might be a couple of 3 loose ones. I don't add much to these, really, because it's not, like I said, it's not a system I sit down and play a great deal. This one, I believe, came courtesy of my old friend Chris over at Bin Boot Sale Picking. I think a part of a cheer me up package he sent me just before COVID, and this is Olympic Gold. I think it's that one anyway. I think it is. Again, I got this on the Master System as well. Quite a common game to find. Sports games, I like sports games, which is going to be very much exemplified by what you're going to see shortly, because we've got a copy of PGA Tour Golf 2, not 1, not 3, but 2. There we go, got that on the Mega Drive. And then finally, we're not finished with the golf games yet. On this pile, because I've got this on every single system known to man. I don't think there's any system I haven't got it on that it came out for. And it's World Class Leaderboard. Yes, Stu. World Class Leaderboard strikes again. I have this on the Game Gear, the Mega Drive, the Master System, the Amiga 500, I think, the Atari ST. It's Commodore 64 Spectrum. It's such a good game, though. It's a really good golf game. I don't care what people say. I like golf games. They're good. Leaderboard was just great. Now, also the other thing as well is if you are collecting Game Gear, the good thing to try and find is in little plastic cases, which is a very similar thing to this for the Game Boy. And it's ideal to keep them. And obviously, I haven't got many of them, but I probably should get to put those 7 or 8 in there. They go with these ones here. And you'll see also as well, they're branded at the top. Just make that, it says Game Gear. They're quite good. I'm not going to disguise the fact that I'm actually holding up a copy of Columns. Yes, there we go, Columns, the game that everybody's got. if you own a Sega system on some variant or another, whether it's a Mega Drive, Master System or Game Gear, everybody's got a copy of Columns and probably got rid of it a few times as well. But again, I like it. I like Tetris, I like Columns. And these open very easily. You just flip that shut there and there's a little clasp at the front and you just open it again. Dead easy to get in and out of. Dead easy to get in and out of. And then the final one I've got, which unbeknownst to me I forgot I had, and I just picked up the Master System version of it. And this is, there we go, there is a decent game amongst it. It's like Wonder Boy, The Dragon's Trap, which I forgot I got. But yeah, lovely looking little things those, aren't they? Very nice. And of course they stack quite easily, so they're nice and easy to stack, or you can stick them like that, or I don't know how you'd identify them each. If you stuck them like that, you'd sort of struggle, really, wouldn't you? I don't know, but yeah, get hold of those. Worth picking up. Now we've got some box games to show you as well. I know, boxed games. What have we got? First of all, we have another golf game. Sorry, it's all golf. Ernie Elsley's Golf, which, as you can see, has still got the original sticker on it. The Games Sale sticker was $29.99, now $24.99. But underneath is a sticker which says the best golf sim available for the Game Gear. And I'll just show you some screenshots on the back. It actually looks like a digitised golfer. Ernie Els, very famous golfer. I think he won the Open. Did he win the Masters? I don't know. Does it say on here? I know he won the UK Open, or the British Open. Yes. Oh, here we go. The man with the drive like an Exocet missile. Well, there we go. And winner of the 1994 US Open Championship at the age of 24. I'm pretty sure he won the British Open as well. It's also very famously on the back of this box, well, I say famously, I just think I've just made it famous now, but using the word Exocet missile twice in the same blurb. There we go. Obviously he had a contract with Exocet, I don't know. Anyway, so Ernie Els's Golf. These are all actually all complete and boxed. I'm not going to get them all out, but they are complete. Then we've got, actually, I think this is an American copy. It is an American copy, which was sold in Virgin. But of course, the thing about the Game Gear is I don't think there's a region. It's region free, and this was sold in Virgin for $24.99. And this is Madden 95, because it's something that I do enjoy. It's a good American football game. This is slightly different because you can just see there on the back the limitations of the Game Gear and the fact this is a more top-down. Is it more top-down? Slightly different angle to the. I think the Madden games were slightly more pitch level. This is more of a top-down view, but it does have John Madden animated there at the top right-hand corner as well. I wish this camera would be better than this, but there we go. 11-on-11 smooth vertical scrolling Madden quality gameplay. Real NFL players, Madden audio commentary as well, and the 1994 rosters. I'm pretty sure I had that on the Mega Drive. I had 94, I know that, slightly different cover, but yeah, but there's nothing wrong with having a Madden game. And then a game which isn't anything to do with golf or John Madden at all. I say complete, I don't think it's complete, I think it's just got the box, just got the cartridge in here. But we have a copy of Alien 3, which is a game also which appears in my collection on the Master System and the Mega Drive. In fact, I picked up the Mega Drive version probably in the last 6 weeks or so. Yeah, game I played demo-wise on the Amiga, and a very, very enjoyable platform run and gun. With a bit of, I suppose, what's the word used for it? You'll find hostages. I can't remember the name, the term for it anyway. People rescuing run and gun platformer. But yeah, very well done. Nice graphics on that as well. Good little game. Alien 3, very, very good game. Never played it. Make sure you get yourself a copy of. Now, the one thing I do have, which is a slight anomaly to everything else that I've got, and it's the only one of these things that I've got in my collection anywhere, and not something I really would have used. I can't actually remember where the damn thing came from. I really can't. I don't think I got it when I got it off Trevor. Could be wrong, I don't know. But it's one of these. And this is the Game Genie, which was, I think Codemasters were behind this. And even says the word portable on it. I think we've sort of besmirched that fact that the Game Gear is not portable. But the idea was this. This was basically something you plugged in the top of your system. I did it for a number of different consoles, and you will be able to, by typing in a code from a book which came with it, access cheats. So you better give yourself infinitive lives, or infinitive continues and things like that. I mean, it's not the best condition. I mean, I'm pretty sure old Stu will be having a fit at this, but it's serviceable. But it's not something I'm really ever going to use. And like I said, it's just something that has ended up in my collection. Like a lot of stuff, I have no idea where it's come from. I used to have a good idea where stuff used to come from. That's the inside of it. Exactly. We got some instructions here. There we go. Of how to use it. And then what we've got is the actual thing itself, which is another big bit of plastic. So the idea is you stick this in the back. Actually, that goes in the back there, and then I think your cartridge go in the top here, and then your cartridge slots in there. So this thing now weighs, like a ton already. Portable. Remember, portable. Yeah. You walk around with that in your hand. And then the idea is what there should have been with this. I'm trying to remember whereabouts it would have been. But what there should have been with the game, with this, is there should have been a little booklet. There we go. Is that it there? Yeah, what there should have been there is a little flap. There's always, isn't these things? There's a little flap at the back, and what would have been in there would have been the code book, which have all the codes on it. And sadly, that's missing. So this would have effectively made this redundant. However, I believe from conversations I've had with certain people that this is something that you can probably find the codes for online anyway and just print them out, so you could still use it. And yes, there's a Codemasters identification there. So Codemasters basically backdoored all these things, and caused a lot of controversy at the time. It only said to say Codemasters embossed on there as well. There we go. Yeah, but yeah, it's a remarkable bit of technology. Another bit of plastic tat to go with the collection. But yeah, so that's a nice thing to have. Like I said, I don't know where it came from. I'm definitely not the sort of person who would hunt down something like this. I mean, I know I'm bad at games, but I prefer to suffer rather than use cheats and things. Maybe that's come out of Argos at some point. He's got a 3 and a 4 digit number. No, maybe not, because the Argos are all letters, aren't they? I think. Are they still going as Argos still a thing? I don't know. But yeah, there we go. There's the Game Genie, and I'll show you the back of the box as well. And then you could just, if there was a code there you got the game code for whatever to activate cheats, you just type it in, and then you could do it effectively, or modifications to games, I think, as well. Without the risk of trying to knock all these over and do what I try and do usually, and just sort of show you a quick snapshot. So yeah, it's not a lot. It's not a lot, and it's probably not particularly outstanding, but it is a collection of Game Gear stuff, and yeah, it's just nice to have one. It's just nice to have one. I mean, I think in terms of the aesthetics, it's a nice looking appliance. I mean, compared to the Lynx, I think the Lynx looks horrible. But this, it looks much nicer. It's just not portable in any shape, form whatsoever. I don't care what anybody says. You are not carrying that around with you. I'm trying to remember now which is the right one. That's the one with a scratch on the thing. That's the Duff one, not the Duff one. The just the recap one. That's it there. But yeah, you probably may not see it any better on that one. But that is a brand new screen in there. I think that is that a plastic cover? Probably. You can get a glass cover for these, but they are quite expensive. And again, the McWheel things, they are really expensive to do. But it is worth it. If you have the money and you want to get the best out of your Game Gear, the best screen, you could probably use this. It's definitely worth doing it. So yeah, that's the Game Gear. Now I thought it'd be rather silly to leave the video at that and not actually show you it working and try and show you the comparison between the two Game Gears. I've got one with the new screen in it and one without it. So I've tried to find some batteries, but all my batteries appear to have no power in them. So what I've done, I've plugged in the old power the adapter here at the top. You can see how silly this looks already, doesn't it? I mean, another bit sticking out the top here. So this is the one with the modified screen in it. So you can see there, just try and show you this. And just how clear that looks. And I'll put the sound on. Let's try and hear. I wish there's a better way of showing this off, but yeah, so that's it anyway. I mean, I can see that there, absolutely lovely and clear. Just when I see that there, possibly. Just try and hold it. There we go. So you can see nice, crisp, clear image on that. Okay. So live demonstrations never go very well, do they? So that's the one that's been done with the new screen in it. Let me just try and show you the one that's just been basically recapped. Get rid of my handbag. Thank you. That'll go down there. There it goes in there. That's the headphone socket. So that's the right socket. There we go. Now, can you see that there? So that's the old screen. You can see there. So you can almost, oh, it sounds pretty much the same, but the actual image isn't particularly clear. You haven't got the power of that new screen sitting behind it. And bear in mind, if you know, going back 30 years, you'd have to sit trying to look at this and get the balance of the screen right, so it sort of shines in the right direction. Again, just try and show you that loading screen there. You can see that there? You having to move the screen around to just try and get an image on it. So that's what the technology was back then. But I thought you'd like to see the comparison between the two. Seems silly not to do that, really, and I probably should have realised that before I started doing the video. But yeah, anyway, there's something for you to have a quick look at. So that's the Game Gear. That's my Game Gear collection. Not very big, not very small. Well, not very big and actually very small. I've not heard that before. Where have I heard that before? Oh yeah, there. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed that. If you have done, let me know what you think in the comments. Have you got any Game Gear recommendations? Like I said, not a system I know an awful lot about. That'd be lovely if you could do that. Any comments, please feel free to do that and do that there. Still got technical problems with the older graphics and usual studio related introductions, so I'll have to keep it like this for the time being. Hope you enjoyed that. There'll be more rubbish along soon, I'm sure. Until then, do take care. Bye bye for now.